Welcome to Whisperwood Stories. Today, we read 3 stories from r/shortscarystories. Let's begin. Our first story is from Passionateberry. Our daughter was deemed dead, but she showed up at our house. Alina disappeared on July 18th at 10 p.m. exactly. Our baby. Our happy 13-year-old girl. Our blonde hair, green-eyed, tall and smiley princess. Gone. Without a trace. It was strange. She was in her room one minute. My wife went to check on her, and she was gone. My wife and I called the police. They conducted a thorough search. The police were absolutely dumbfounded. There wasn't a single sign of forced entry or exit, not through her window or her bedroom door. She had just disappeared. Poof. Gone. Please bring our baby Alina back. We love you so much, baby girl. Please come home. My wife sobbed on TV, hoping our daughter would return. If you took our girl, please bring her back. She's everything to us. We both had tears rolling down our cheeks. This cycle continued for ages. Our baby Alina, please come home. Months had passed. No sign of our daughter. Me and my wife took our places on TV, begging, pleading, crying for someone to return Alina back to us. We were distraught. Even more time passed. Alina was deemed dead. They stopped searching for her. My wife and I continued spreading awareness about Alina's disappearance. We were heartbroken. My wife's sobs racked our home at night. My tears damped the carpet during the day. Our neighbors continued to mourn with and for us. We received countless casseroles, so many we had to freeze them. So you can imagine everybody's joy when our baby walked to our house in the middle of the night on July 18th at 10 p.m. Exactly. To the damn second, our daughter returned a year later. Parties were thrown. Celebrations took place. We interviewed for hours on hours. How do you feel about Alina's return? My wife would answer. I would hug our baby and wipe tears from my eyes. We're absolutely over the moon and completely elated our princess is back safe in our arms. We cherish every living moment with her. She's filled our hearts with joy once again. Our family was still in touch with the cops, searching for the person who took Alina. Upon her return, our baby girl was given so many gifts, she was absolutely ecstatic about it. She returned as the smiley, happy girl we always knew her to be. But my wife and I weren't convinced. Despite Alina being exactly the same, we couldn't help but feel confused. Alina was here, happy and healthy, returning a year later on the dot. But who was this child? Me and my wife strictly remember choking her till she was purple in the face, till her breathing stopped, till her heart was still. So who, on this goddamned earth, were we celebrating? 'Cause me and my wife can pinpoint our Alina's grave to the dot. Our second story, a poem, is by theworldisgrim. 10 fingers, 10 toes. I have 10 fingers and 10 toes, 2 eyes and a single nose. But something else is missing. 2 legs and 1 brain, 2 kidneys and many veins. But still, something else is missing. Something just isn't right. Let's see, shall we? Whatever could it be? I have 24 ribs arranged in rows, 32 teeth, and a solitary crow that wheels overhead as I stumble through empty streets. I have 2 frozen lungs and 100 long years, 1 still heart and 2 functioning ears, so that I can always hear the silence. I see my reflection in a puddle, and I pause for a moment to muddle through this notion that I'm really quite vile. I have 2 nostrils, 1 neck, and the crow just gave me a peck because I had stopped moving for a while. The answer came like a raging flood. I think I might be missing my blood, and I'm definitely missing my soul. Although I keep walking around, it seems there's no one left to be found. The rest of them, they're all skeletons. Now, there's only me and the crow. 10 skeletal fingers and 10 skeletal toes. I wore my shoes away many years ago when something else went missing. Our last story is from Cosmic Hitchhiker. I think I'm the last person on Earth. It started with my sister. She was 8. She was kind and gentle. She was smart, which is why it never made any sense to me why she'd go into the woods on her own. We were careful, always. Mama taught us to forage for chicken of the woods, to differentiate between cow parsnip and water hemlock, and never to go past the dead log that crosses the creek. Mama was devastated. She stared out at the tree line for weeks. She went into the woods looking every day, and every night I'd watch for her to come back. Until she didn't. I told the men of the nearest town what had happened, and into the woods they went, but they didn't come back. The missing people became a spectacle to the surrounding towns, who sent more and more people into the woods, not to return. When hundreds went missing, they sent news crews, which brought in hundreds more, each convinced they'd be the one to solve the mystery of the woods. Thousands went into the woods and never came out. It seemed it couldn't get worse until a video leaked to the news. A soldier had been wearing a camera, uploading video directly to his website. Hell broke loose. It was as though a spell passed over every person who watched. They had come to see the miles of lush, vibrant moss and leaves so green it hurt, to feel the ambient wind that blew the drapery curtains of the willows they saw in that video. Thousands turned to millions, and my town went silent. The TV aired nothing but static. Everything went still. I couldn't understand the effect the video had on everyone. I watched on repeat, hoping to feel the overwhelming urge they felt, but nothing came. So, I waited. For weeks, I waited for someone to come and find me, to tell me they didn't understand either, but no one did. My heart ached for my sister, for Mama, for myself, all alone. When I had nothing left, I walked into the woods, past the log and through the willows, until I came to a clearing, huge and circular, carpeted with soft moss. A woman stood in the middle, like a tree come to life. Please, I wept. Take me too. She smiled a soft, sad smile. You had a chance, she whispered along the wind. She left, and the clearing went with her. I was alone in the dark, swampy woods. I don't know how long I cried, just until I had nothing left. I think I'm the last person on Earth. Thank you for listening to Whisperwood Stories. If you enjoyed, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe down below. Do you have a story that you'd like me to read here? Consider commenting or sending it to whisperwoodsubmissions@gmail.com. The stories in this video were read with the author's permissions. Thank you again for listening, and be sure to check out the original Reddit posts. Don't let the shadows get too close.